Let's take a look at the stocks of the supermicrocomputer. Currently, they are growing by 35%, which is associated with reports from the company NVIDIA showing very good results, and consequently, everything related to artificial intelligence and beyond is growing. In the previous video, I already talked about my opinion on these stocks. Let's analyze what has happened and what the prices are indicating, the most important moment. First, we'll add more strikes to determine what we currently have. Also, I prefer to add a smile to the volatility to have a complete picture of what's happening. Okay, positions at the moment. Volatility has actually stabilized with this stock. Volatility, in fact, we are looking at 3D volatility. Volatility, in my opinion, all the data regarding the SMCI volatility, where it is headed. If we make it full screen, it's skewed towards puts. I can assume that the potential for growth based on prices and volatility. If not exhausted, it's approaching the end. Yes, there is a possibility of another shot upwards. It's always a question. Is it worth risking and making money on this? No, it's not worth it. Again, in the previous video, I already said that the best strategy is to stay away from this stock. Again, I cannot predict price movements. Once again, I want to explain my logic to you. Of course, I can now fully explain its fundamental analysis to you. We can look at the balance sheet, the margin, the debt, the short-term and long-term liabilities, the relationship between income and profit on the company's growth over 3 years and everything else. But for all the time that I've been in the market, what I've understood is this: at the moment when the stock has risen so much, fundamental analysis doesn't matter at all. Fundamental analysis works only in the long-term perspective. That is, over a long period, it will either grow or fall. But right now, everything depends on options. The options market has begun to control the real market. This is not normal, but it's the reality we live in and we need to adapt to it. Therefore, fundamental analysis has no relation to the current stock price. There is a very high demand for risk. Sooner or later, the price will stabilize and return to its natural values. I cannot predict the price, but most likely it will return to where this incredible short squeeze started, because all its growth is based on options and volatility, and that's what I analyze. That is, I don't analyze what doesn't affect at the moment. I analyze what does, and we can look at the volatility SMCI. It's skewed towards puts. My friends, draw your own conclusions from this. There's nothing to hide here. But in the previous video, I clearly said that most likely we have reached the peak. Again, this is not a guarantee or an inducement to anything. And again, I'm not giving financial advice, but at the moment, buying call options to make money is not the best strategy. My friends, if you suddenly want to buy a call option on it, perhaps you should reconsider your strategy. Perhaps you need to open options so as not to amplify volatility. Yes, it can go up and it can go down. Let's look at the chain price. Again, what strategy can be applied here, and disclaimer: never repeat after me. All positions are fictional. Everything happens in a virtual account. You will definitely lose money if you follow me. One of the best strategies is to sell such high volatility and for a short period. Almost foolproof at the moment, but it definitely needs management, squeezing, closing, hedging, never realizing I'm just saying it's possible. Well, again, I wouldn't advise anyone without knowledge of prices to experiment with anything. The best strategy is to stay away from this stock. Personally, in my opinion, the potential of prices remains small, especially since we've seen some downturns. I don't know how to predict prices, but if I had stocks, I would definitely consider selling or at least hedging. But the problem with this stock is that at the moment, hedging is extremely expensive, very expensive. My friends, look at the volatility. It's just incredible. If you have any questions about this stock, ask. If you need to analyze more detailed prices, strategies, or what's happening here, write in the comments. I'll answer all your questions. Also, watch the previous videos about this stock. I explained everything in detail there.